thieves and crazy.
Heave-ho, thieves and beggars never shall.
Okay, I set up shop down there. It's a good, quiet location, and I'm just gonna go up there, see what I can find. This stump could be a good option. I've seen videos where people cut inside the stump and then they make it like a little entryway where they go down into the underground, and then they like obviously dig this and then cover it up. So that could be an option, but I don't know, this tree is making a little headway, so I might just let it keep growing.
A few moments later.
Okay, so this is going to be the last video of the low effort bullshit I've been producing so far, but I wanted to make a video basically breaking down one last time the world that I'm wanting to explore, breaking it down in a free way that's unorganized, and just kind of letting thoughts lead on to the next. It's not the best for making quality YouTube videos, but I like the practice, and since I'm going to be tightening things up in further videos, I wanted to make one last one of the overall world I want to explore. So if you know AI, you know that it's very good at stuff that's like prefrontal cortex oriented, meaning like planning, organizing, solving problems like step by step, like really prefrontal cortex is like, you know, somebody that's like fully prefrontal cortex oriented, where they're just like focus on like work harder, think, logical thought, all that sort of stuff. And this kind of thinking, we usually force ourselves to do it, versus something like creative thought, where it's more of a free, effortless way of working. The prefrontal cortex stuff, the stuff that AI is getting better and better at, is like, it makes you really tired when you think that way, when you're like trying to study and remember things and memorize, do all this stuff. That's not necessarily, for a lot of people, it's not enjoyable work. It's like it makes you tired. It uses a lot of mental energy. It feels like you're sort of pressing against a force of resistance. And so if AI can handle the planning and structure aspects of projects or pursuits, humans don't necessarily need to spend their energy there. So where will they spend it? My prediction is that the workflow of the future will be people allowing their subconscious mind to do a lot of the work. And so the day-to-day will be about fueling your subconscious mind and looking for feedback from your subconscious mind, instead of thinking logically with your like rational brain. So your subconscious mind, you might not know, but it's very, very powerful. It's learning all the time. Anything you absorb, it's learning from it, and it's answering questions that weren't answered in the past. It's connecting all these dots. It's working constantly, coming up with new insights from what you feed it, which is pretty much everything you experience, is its diet. So you may have noticed your best ideas usually arrive when you're not trying to think. That's why shower thoughts are a thing, because you're not consciously like working on something. You're letting your subconscious mind sort of be free while you're occupied with like the subtle movements and interactions of a shower. So it kind of allows you to slip into this sort of free mental state where your subconscious mind can sort of, where your prefrontal cortex kind of chills out a little bit, and then your subconscious, and then because your prefrontal cortex is chilled out, then the judgment that comes with the prefrontal cortex of saying like, oh, that's a stupid idea, or don't think about that, like, I know what I know. That's very prefrontal cortex oriented. Because that goes down when you're not trying to think super hard, and you're in the shower doing something where it doesn't require a lot of thought, it allows the prefrontal cortex to chill out, like I just explained, and then for your subconscious mind to start spitting ideas at you and communicate with you, because the guard's down. So the shower thoughts sort of state of mind is going to become more and more important, and humans will become sort of translators for the subconscious mind. So your main objective will be to enter a state where your subconscious mind can communicate with you, and then your job is to take that idea and then document it and create it using a leverage of planning and execution that AI provides. And so why this matters now, and I think people will start to naturally focus on it as AI progresses, is because when you can kind of build anything with the leverage of AI, the obstacle becomes choosing what to work on. It's no longer not having the capacity to take on a big project. It's like, I don't know what to do. It's actually the important thing is actually coming to a conclusion on what to pursue that's something unique, having that good idea to actually execute on. And so I want to hammer in this one aspect of it. Pressure kills creativity, and creativity is pretty much what you're doing when you're communicating with your subconscious mind. It's a very large part of the creative act. And so when you pressure yourself, your brain shifts into this sort of control mode. A control mode in your mind has to do with the prefrontal cortex, and it's good for things like tasks and like deadlines and just like getting shit done. But it's not good for something like creative work where you're looking for new insights to arise in your brain. You can't force a good idea. And so basically the moment you sort of say to yourself, I need a good idea right now, you leave that creative state in your mind. And so I kind of wanted to predict what I think the future of the collaboration of AI and a human will be for creation. Humans will sort of sense the idea and then choose the direction of the creation. And then AI will sort of organize it and execute what you tell it to do. That's obvious. That's a known thing. But the fact that the connection to the subconscious mind is something that separates that I don't see talked about as much. So that wasn't really organized, but some final thoughts. I don't think AI is necessarily ruining or replacing creativity. A lot of people have that opinion. I think it's actually going to force us to explore where creativity comes from in our mind, because until AGI or some crazy quantum tech is created, we won't necessarily know where creativity comes from in our mind. It's kind of this super unexplored area because it's so deep and there's so much to do with it. Getting back to the point, I think people will start to explore all aspects of how creativity works, like the spiritual side, the side of neuroscience, all of these aspects of it. And we will gain new insights on how creativity works that'll allow us to create technology or certain spiritual practices that'll allow us to gain a better communication path with our subconscious mind and all the other aspects of how creativity works. And my main mission is not just to make YouTube videos. I want to actually create tech that allows that to take place. But first I need to collect data. I've got a lot of questions. I've got a lot of different research papers I want to collect data for. And it's go time, really. I'm turning, this is my off season for my other business. So I'm really going balls to the wall for the next couple months here, hoping to make some real progress.